everybody. Get a little closer here. If my eyes look tired, that's because I am. It's been a long day. Went out of town, about 2.5 hour drive, and went and did an inspection. And I went out to the heart of the Texas Hill Country, out in Kerrville, and I have a lot of family out there. So after my inspection was done, I went and had lunch with my grandmother and my aunt, and had a great conversation, caught up, and then my grandma has a house out on the river that she does like Airbnb rentals with, and getting ready for the weekend. So I went over there and visited more with my aunt, and then they had some, I guess they're like family. They've known my grandmother and my family since before I was born, is a thing. I guess they live out in the Houston area, and because of the hurricane, they decided to go to Kerrville and just let that pass through. And then I went and visited another aunt. She's quite the bass player, slap at a bass man. Hung out with her and had a good visit. And then we went to hunt and ate. And man, they have this like custom Cuban sandwich that was amazing, which I did a awesome Yelp review. It's my second Yelp review that I've took some time to make a story out of it. I was proud of it. So let's talk about misunderstandings. It's so easy for them to happen. Today was full of them. So I'm gonna actually back up a minute, because I have a friend of mine that's a client, and I was so sure that I understood this process of what I'm doing, that I was so confident in how I sold him on this process. And his girlfriend wanted to sell her house, and I thought that as long as we were communicated to the insurance company that it's for sale, that we can speed this process up, and this short little timeline wouldn't be a problem. Well, there were some curveballs that happened that caused this timeline to be potentially longer than, or could go past the sale of their house without having what we needed to get the insurance to pay for the roof. So then they had already told the buyers that they were going to replace the roof. So now they're kind of stuck having to pay out of pocket if they don't get that insurance check. And this is a good friend of mine. So I'm now feeling responsible. If we don't make this happen in time, I cost them a lot more money than they were planning on paying, because it was a lot more than what their deductible is. So this turned into a little bit of a stressful journey, not knowing if we're going to make it in time. So then today we had the roof scheduled to get replaced, and still no word from the insurance. Although this morning my boss sent me a message letting me know that it was good. The insurance, they're cutting a check, so we got some good news. And then I get on the road to Kerrville, and as I'm driving, my boss had called me asking if I could look something up in our CRM app. And I told him I was driving, can you just let me know what's going on? And then I heard, our PA had sent the wrong thing. And then I don't hear anything. So I'm sitting on the phone for a little bit, and I'm like, hey man, my heart's kind of sinking in my stomach right now. What's going on? And then the phone hangs up. So I call my boss back, and it goes to voicemail. And then he texts me, and he was like, can you just let me figure this out, please? And I'm confused. So I'm like, well, you just called me, man, and hung up on me. So I'm kind of prying to get some information, and he asked me to set up this conference call with my client. And now I'm feeling in the dark because I'm like, you're asking me to set this call up, and I don't even know what this is about. I'm, feeling in the dark. And so I tell him this. And he's like, I'm trying so hard right now to keep my composure with you. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, I am so confused right now. Like, I don't understand why I'm making my boss feel this way. So I'm just like, I feel like for you to be this frustrated with me, there must be a big misunderstanding. So I call my buddy and I tell him, we need to have a conference call. And honestly, I'm not real sure what this is about. The last thing I heard was that our PA sent the wrong thing. I don't know what that means. I'm kind of freaking out right now. But we gotta have a call. A couple minutes later, we get on a conference call. And my boss shares nothing but great news. In fact, the thing that was sent that was wrong was the wrong estimate. So it just had wrong information, which created questions from my client. And he just wanted to clarify that was the wrong estimate. The correct estimate is much better. And turned out to be great news. So once we got off the phone, my boss, we talked privately, and he said, did you not hear me say that I just needed to figure out some things and I'd get back to you? And I'm like, no, I did not hear that. I guess our signal was bad or something, because I definitely didn't hear that. And now that you say that, that makes sense as to why you felt like I was coming at you when you already told me that you would get back to me. That one little thing, And then I just kind of was reflecting on this instance, because we have misunderstandings with people at the time. We didn't hear something. I've had another recent situation where a friend of mine shared something with me and I didn't catch it, and so I was asking additional questions, and he felt like he had already addressed this and created frustration on both sides, and it's so easy to have a misunderstanding, and then it escalates into other things. So I'm so grateful that the insurance on my deal came through in what felt like the 25th hour, and because I felt really bad for this to be a lesson to learn that at the expense of someone else. I cost somebody potentially thousands of dollars for me to realize that I confidently passed the wrong information because I had misunderstood how something was shared with me. Whew. Sometimes the world just seems to be working out just great. Everything's fine. And then we have these little moments, these little bitty misses that can turn into these big misunderstandings. That's all I got. I'm tired. That ended up being a long little session. So we got to be gentle with each other and understand that we're not always understanding each other. We're not always communicating in a way that the other person's going to get it, vice versa. So as long as we're coming from a place to love, I think we're doing the best we can. Then we'll get through whatever it is that comes our way. Much love. Cheers.